Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. It's Mike with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. Well, I thought I was going to have my last video last week. I'm doing this video today. We're going to be talking about the 9 worst insurance companies that I have seen with my own eyes during the Hurricane Ian tragedy and disaster. So my name's Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster here in the state of Florida. If you need to get a hold of me, have a question, need help with a claim, this is how you can get a hold of me. So being that we're just a couple years from the new year, this is a casual mic right now. And I can't help but think we're at the 90-day mark. So most people reported their claim on 9/29 of 22 for Hurricane Ian. Which means insurance companies have 90 days in the state of Florida to make a payment, pay your claim, deny the claim, etc. If you're not fully happy with any payment you've received, or if they haven't made a payment, after this 90 days, so tomorrow, 12/29, tomorrow, the notice letters start firing out from attorneys, basically saying the attorneys file what's called an NOI, a notice of intent. 2 years ago, the last 2 years, the insurance companies have been lobbying politicians, paying off politicians in Florida to create harder laws for homeowners and give them the advantage. And it's worked. So 2 years ago they passed. We never had to do this before. You could just fire off the lawsuit. Now you have to give them 10 days. So not only do they have 90 days, they have 10 days. Plus, if they ask for reinspection, they get 14 more days. It's unbelievable. So we hit the 90-day mark. The notice letters have been going out. The NOIs, notice of intent. Basically, it's notice of intent to file the lawsuit. And then after that 10-day mark, depending what's said, if there's an offer made, so on and so forth, it's probably the green light to file the lawsuit. All right, so let's review the top 9. I've got 5 right here. All right, so number 1, Heritage. This is in no particular order, but I'll put a little comment. 1, Heritage. Let me get it here. 2, Slide. 3, American Integrity. 4, Universal. 5, Progressive. So let me make a few comments on these, all right? I would probably say, I don't know who's worse of these, but Heritage has been absolutely horrible. Changing adjusters left and right. Everything that they're paying is under $20,000. Slide. You know what? This is tough. I don't know who's worse. Slide or Heritage so far for the hurricane. Oh, brother. And then American Integrity is always awful. So American Integrity is doing something. A lot of your policies with American Integrity, they're going to have a windstorm/hail depreciation schedule. All right? The depreciation schedule says if your roof is this many years, they depreciate it by X amount. And what they're doing is basically a fraudulent action, but they can get away with it. So if you look at the policy, you're going to have 2 different deductibles with American Integrity. One, it says windstorm or hail. The other says hurricane. Well, they are applying the windstorm/hail depreciation schedule to depreciate your roof. They're applying that to the hurricane claims, and they shouldn't. So that's bad faith. Universal doesn't have too many claims on there, but Universal's always just absolutely one of the top 2 worst insurance companies in the state of Florida. A leopard doesn't change its spots, so Universal's always bad, but they're not a big player over on the West Coast. Not too many. Progressive, surprisingly bad, underpaying claims. Here's the reason why Progressive underpays claims. They force you into a situation called appraisal. It drags out the claim a couple more months. I have a video on appraisal. Look at it, find it, watch it. Okay? Here's a brief synopsis of what an appraisal is. Basically, they force you to hire an appraiser. Progressive hires an appraiser. Those two then hire an umpire or bring in an umpire. You as a homeowner have to pay approximately $1,500 for the appraiser and then split the umpire fees, which are between $3,000 and $4,000. Okay? Overall, you're looking between $3,000 to $3,500 expense for the appraisal to get your money for your home. This is why Progressive wants to do this. So there is something that we can do prior to that. And if they invoke their right to an appraisal, even if we're getting ready to file a lawsuit, the appraisal trumps the lawsuit. It overrides it. All right. We're going to be talking about now companies number 6 through 9. Listen, if you like this video, have seen some of our other videos and like them, give them a like. Subscribe to my channel, please. All right, so let's go through insurance companies 6 through 9. The worst for these Hurricane Ian claims. Okay? Number 6, Security First. Security First is another all-around awful company. Horrible. They usually try to do these rights to repair and all this other stuff. UPC. You know, there's been talk with UPC. They just 2 weeks ago filed what's called a runoff program. We've been worried about UPC possibly claiming insolvency. If you've seen my videos, the companies that went under this year in Florida somehow do not have to release any financial documents. It's done by an independent rating company that then decides that this company is not financially stable, and then the state says, okay, you're insolvent. They may have $100, $200, $300 million in a bank. The executives might be getting a lease package of $50 million. Not one financial document. If you or me try to claim bankruptcy, holy crap, we've got to turn over the toilet paper in our house, our grocery bill from the other day, the last time we ate at McDonald's. You've got to turn over everything. Insurance companies get to say, okay, we're folding, we're insolvent, let's just take our money and go home. It's unbelievable. No financial documents. So we've been worried about UPC. Now they have been making payments on claims. They've been very late, and the payments have been very low. Very low. You know what, though? I'm thinking of a couple. I mean, one of my clients got 50, another got 40. So it's not as bad as Heritage and Slide. Okay? As a matter of fact, UPC probably has been so-so. I'm going to leave it at so-so. State Farm. They're another one. Like Progressive. They're underpaying claims and forcing people into the appraisal. Look at my video. Again, I'm going to say it. I have what you need to know about the appraisal process or something like that. All right? After State Farm, we've got number 9, mortgage-backed insurance companies. Okay, so in other words, a mortgage company puts a policy on your house because you weren't able to get insurance. This company called Inagon, if you have an Inagon policy, also called National General Insurance Corporation, I think it is, NGIC, call your bank and say, listen, I don't want Inagon. And here's the reason for that. If you try to sue Inagon, you have no rights because the policy is under the bank. The bank's name. It says the insured, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whoever. So if you had to fight for your claim, you've got no rights. You've got no rights. Inagon's one of the worst. So that's like a little extra tip I'm giving you. Okay, let's take a look at some of these companies that are not as bad as this previous 9 group. So they're paying some claims. Now they're not paying at 100%. All right, they're just not. But they're paying definitely more than Slide and Heritage. Those jokes of the companies. All right, so Tower Hill. They're paying some claims. Again, not at 100%. Surprisingly, is number 2. Citizens. I mean, Citizens is 1 or number 2, the worst insurance companies in Florida for everything. And Universal, I guess you can say after this hurricane, Universal would be the absolute worst insurance company you could possibly have. Citizens is paying claims, but again, it's about at a 30 to 60% total value of your claim. So, for instance, if your claim's worth $100,000, Citizens is paying anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000. That's what I've been seeing, 30 to 60%. Number 3, Frontline. Again, same playbook. They're paying a little bit more than the bad companies, but still not nearly close to 100%. I have one lady, her whole house looks like a tornado hit it. They paid her $25,000. I mean, it's $200,000 claim. So SafePoint, Southern Oak number 4, SafePoint number 5. Okay, those are smaller companies, Southern Oak, SafePoint, but nonetheless, they are at least making a good faith effort, more so than the 9 bad companies trying to pay these claims. So at least they're in the right direction or heading in the right direction. Okay, so here's the bottom line with everything. Out of 14 companies we just kind of reviewed, nobody is paying your claim 100%. So if you have $50,000 in estimates, $25,000 for a roof, $25,000 for inside, they're not paying $50,000. None of them are. It's a tragedy. Gosh, I can't even think what's going to happen next year after these new laws if there's another hurricane. How devastated people are going to be. The 90 days is here. We have got a ton of people that we are filing lawsuits. This is probably, I don't know, it's a good amount. 50, 60. And I've got other files here. And it just goes to show you, we can't wait forever. We can't wait forever. These insurance companies have been absolutely terrible. And I keep on telling people, if you can, complain to the governor, complain to the CFO, Zygmunt Petronas. Those two, unfortunately, have really hurt homeowners, and they need to hear from you. Your local representative, every Republican who voted for these new laws. But people are being very much hurt from the actions of the insurance companies. And there's nothing anybody can do to hold them responsible. They get a free pass on all this. It's terrible. This is a Cat 5 storm. The worst storm. The worst hurricane in Florida's history. Yes, even worse than Andrew. So I just hope that there's enough people that can voice together to complain about how awful these insurance companies have been to you guys, homeowners, over there on the southwest coast of Florida. It's been a tragedy, both by and because of the storm and because of the insurance companies. So my name's Mike again, licensed public adjuster here in the state of Florida. That's how you can get a hold of me with my cell phone, email, or website. If you have any questions, need help with the claim. Listen, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And most importantly, Happy New Year to everybody. Enjoy the new year. Be safe. And I hope everybody can enjoy it the best you possibly can under the circumstances.